Okay, perfect.
Well, thank you for the invitation. Well, as everybody knows, Eric was characterized by his kindness, fellowship, and empathy. My contribution to this homage will be short, and I shall only mention a few professional and personal encounters with Eric, especially during his activity in Mexico. If I remember well, because it's a long time, I met Eric at the Palynological Congress in 1992. At that time, I was using a program for pollen analysis developed at the University of Waterloo, Canada. But I always had problems with the pollen diagram drawings. So when I saw how it worked Tilia and TiliaGraph programs, I thought it was sensational. I began to use the software Tilia thanks to Eric's generosity. Many people have talked about that. Because the program cost at that time, $200, was a lot of money for me. And that was the beginning of a long and deep friendship. A little after, I was invited to participate in the Pages Pole Equator Pole effort, led by Vera Margraf. She told about this project. And my knowledge of quaternary science improved. And I started to meet colleagues, as Eric, working on quaternary pollen data, climate change. My previous research was focused on Cretaceous sediments and Eocene pollen studies in coal deposits in northern Mexico. So for me, really, it was a new world. Well, talking with Eric and other colleagues during some meetings, the idea of organizing an AMQA meeting in Mexico began to appear. Eric's contribution to the decision of organizing the AMQA meeting in Mexico was very important. Thanks to his support in 1998, the biannual AMQA meeting took place at Puerto Vallarta, a very nice place. And this meeting, I think, was a turning point for quaternary research in Mexico. After this meeting, the interaction between Mexican and American quaternary scientists increased very much, and several projects started. Many students attended the meeting and saw the diversity of this kind of research. So, for example, the collaboration between Russell Graham and his Mexican counterpart, Joaquin Arroyo, with FANMAP. As for my group, for example, we initiate the late Pleistocene and Holocene paleoenvironmental reconstruction project in central Mexico, which culminated with the ICDP drilling in Chalco Lake in 2016, which documents the environmental history of the basin of Mexico for the last approximately 500,000 years. And several students were enthusiastic of working on different areas as archaeomagnetism, paleoenvironmental magnetism, paleolimnology, etc. And many colleagues started using Tilia and sharing their data. Eric was always a promoter of Tilia and the open databases. In November of 1997, he came to Mexico, and he gave a short course on how to use Tilia. The room was full of colleagues and students. After the class, several were excited about the use of Tilia and for their paleoecological data. Thanks to his enthusiasm, the relationship of several Mexican quaternaries with Eric increased. At that time, Margarita Caballero, paleolimnologist, and I took him to the impressive archaeological site of Teotihuacan. And I remember Eric's discussion with Linda Manzanilla, one of the main archaeologists that discovered the Teotihuacan underworld using radars. Eric was highly interested in the deforestation problem related to the use of wood and lime plaster production. I participated in the North American Pollen Database meeting in 1999 in Boulder, Colorado. With Tilia as a platform for storage, display, and analysis, such a meeting was an important opportunity to share our pollen data here in Mexico. We thought that was a significant advance because we didn't know how to present our data in those days. Nevertheless, the main issue I want to make is Eric's sensibility towards the use of paleoecological data. Sharing the data, as Claudio mentioned, for countries like Mexico and probably Chile, well, all Latin America, where resources for research are scarce, and given our data has been complicated. Eric always tried to reach agreements with colleagues that didn't want to store their pollen data. Another point I want to make is the sense of humor. He has a great sense of humor. I remember once that my husband and I took him to a very fancy and traditional Mexican restaurant for dinner, and we asked for tequila and the seasonal appetizers. And they brought us some roasted crickets with avocado and a Mexican caviar known as escamoles, which are ants' eggs. We enjoyed the dinner, and I remember Eric was very pleased about the food. But sometime later, after a session in a meeting in Minneapolis, we went to a bar with other colleagues. Eric talked about a visit he made to China, probably Beijing, I don't remember very well, and the food he ate. I remember he mentioned that he ate scorpions. I was really shocked. And I started to say that such a thing was awful. With a surprised face and playful face, Eric looked at me and began to talk about the crickets and the ants he ate in Mexico. Of course, I said that it was completely different than the scorpions. He was always joking about my name because I don't know why, but I signed my communications with him as well with other people using several combinations of my long name. One day he was joking about my name and he asked me which name I prefer to use. He laughed a lot when I say Coco, which is my nickname. And he told me another new name, but fortunately more shorter. Eric was a stupendous friend. And every time I met with him, he was kind to me indeed. The last time we met was during the centenary of pollen analysis meeting in Stockholm. He asked for colleagues he knew in Mexico. Let me show you a very short presentation of Eric at Teotihuacan. Let me share the screen. This is we visit Teotihuacan. This is the Moon Pyramid. This is Eric walking through the Dead Avenue. The name is the Dead Avenue. And this is Margarita Caballero. I think it was 1997. This is Eric Green with Linda Manzanilla, the archaeologist that I mentioned discovered the underworld. And well, it's a really beautiful place, and we visit sites, areas that are not allowed to the general public. And this is me with Eric, and we were looking at the paintings. And it was really very nice that visit. No, Eric's outstanding capacity for making friends and helping colleagues in various ways make him exceptional. And I think we will miss you. Well, that's all. Thank you for the organizers for having me. Thank you very much.